basic panels like the mail.
Exactly.
Like explain that one to me.
And that's
why don't you stop interrupting? Thank you.
All right, Trent's trying to get in. Let him in.
I just want to say, I brought up this cancer, and by the way, the cancer is the least of the problems. It's a fucking sideshow. It really doesn't matter. The fact that they hid the mental decline. I didn't even talk about cancer, right? The fact that they hid the mental decline.
Cognitive decline.
Whatever. What the fuck ever you want to call it. The fact that the man didn't recognize his national security advisor and didn't know the name of his press secretary and didn't know who George Clooney was, and they were shortening stages, and that he was getting lost, and that a cabinet member met with him in January, and found him incoherent and incompetent, so they weren't having.
And he had a body double that was like a foot taller than him.
Okay, that's fucking stupid. No, he didn't have a body double.
Yeah, let's not go.
Bro, dude, did you see that? Did you see when he came out with the
Okay, but you know, I shouldn't call anybody stupid because I've been calling people stupid for 2 years, and now they end up right. So you might be right about that.
You still haven't even read that book in your PTR.
Never made any sense.
Let him fit.
I just want to
go in there.
Don't get sidetracked on the cancer thing. The fact that the family and the people, the inner circle surrounding him, covered this up and kept it from Democrats, not just Republicans in the parliament. They kept it from Democrats so that they could stay in office and keep power, is where I think the original sin was, which is why I do believe that there needs to be a full investigation. And to the auto pin, because I have questions. I don't know that he knew everything that was being signed. Because if you don't know who your national security advisor is, I don't know how you know how to pardon Jethro in Huntsville.
Yeah. So hold on. So again, did anybody understand what his Gleason score was?
What?
His Gleason score. So again, 9 out of 10. That shit was killing that man. And again, you know, who knows exactly what type of like this man was influenced. Like it's so crazy that people don't want to have an actual medical conversation. Like it's weird.
Matter. The mental is the problem. Who cares?
A Gleason score on a 10-point scale. He was at a 9. At a 9.
That reverb is like
Sure.
whatever tunnel you're walking in.
That's his mansion. It's echoing.
It's not a good number, Ollie. I mean, the guy.
Hey, some of her lives halfway up the hill. The whole.
He's basically dying.
Oh, I'm not gonna dox you.
Wow.
So.
Okay. I do have other topics I want to get to before midnight. So, anybody else want to chime in about this to kind of let's do closing comments.
Yeah, I do real quick. Let me say something quick. So you guys don't think that releasing Biden having cancer to the public would have been a security issue?
No.
Bullshit.
Oh, cool.
The same people saying that they're mad because the information wasn't put out about his medical. We have a fucking sociopath right now who's in office.
And in fact, let me tell you something. Hold on, because let me talk to my black man. Listen, in factation, what would have been magnificent is for Biden, if they did find out that he had cancer in October of 2023.
What the fuck does this have to do with black people? Like, this is crazy.
Let him finish.
If he's black, I'm going to talk to him like he's black. No, hold on, man.
Black fatigue. Black fatigue. Black fatigue.
Talk for a minute. Let black folks talk for a minute. It's all right. What would have been magnanimous? What would have been magnanimous is for them to come out and say, "Hey, I'm dealing with something that a lot of Americans are dealing with. I'm going to be okay. I'm still here. I'm intact, but Kamala Harris is going to take a larger role in presidential responsibilities. She's going to be sitting in on meetings and taking foreign trips while we're figuring out how difficult that this for is, and setting her up That's the proper way to set her up to be the next president. Not to hide it from people, not to not have a Democratic primary and then run her the past 100 days. And by the way, David Bluff, Kamala's campaign manager, said, and I quote, "The Biden people fucked us by hiding."
Yeah. So meanwhile, our former president's lease score is at fucking 9 on a 10-point scale.
Yeah,
So
you already said that, Adams.
again, it's metastasized in his bones. The fuck are you talking about? Cancer bones Biden. So again, the fact that you guys wanted to offer us, cancer bone Bidens, okay? Like, what the fuck is happening?
Getting ghetto with the love.
Adams, why are you in a bathroom?
Can I comment?
Go ahead,
Can I
Abby.
comment on something? So, those of you who understand why we have the 25th Amendment, how we got it, and when it came, when amendments happen and how they happen. So we had, and I put this in the chat. Woodrow Wilson, for the last year of his presidency, had a stroke. He stayed in bed. He didn't come out of bed. He never met with his cabinet. He didn't meet with his advisors. His wife met with everyone. His wife went to his bedroom. All of a sudden, executive orders were signed that were completely different than the way he ran his government up until when he had the stroke. And there was a true belief that the wife ran the last year of his administration. Fast forward to FDR, who we have 3 terms with, who gets infirm, gets sick, and obviously you know the whole story of dying in office and unable to perform his duties as very ill as a president. Then we have JFK, who we loved him dearly, but he had illnesses. He had Addison's disease. He was heavily medicated. There were issues with JFK. Fast forward, we get an amendment to our Constitution. It's a big deal to get a freaking amendment. It doesn't just get passed by Congress. You know the procedure to get an amendment. That this can't happen again. We cannot have a country at risk when someone's in office that's ill or infirm, and there has to be a procedure to remove him. They also wrote that amendment with the understanding that it couldn't be done by a coup. You couldn't remove someone just, it's very complicated to enact that amendment. There's many procedures you have to go through for the amendment to happen, if you understand what I'm saying. So in order to protect us, that it's not a coup that could take over the government.
Yeah, there are many different steps.
Yes, I mean, Marshall knows a lot more about this than I do, but there's a reason that we have that law because we've had a history of it in our country. And I go back to Woodrow Wilson, and you tell me if Dr. Jill wasn't doing the same frickin' thing.
I just want to say one last thing real quick before we get off this subject. And please don't let anybody step on the joke. I just wanted to say that the Biden family are very, very close to the Bush family. And Marshall's family is very, very close to the Bush family. So we can't take anything that Marshall says as being serious. We have to just ignore everything Marshall says from now on.
So, actually, I forget what I was going to say.
Okay, I did that intentionally. I am not a punching bag. I am not to be picked on. If you do that shit, I'm gonna throw you out the fucking room.
Yeah,
Just about that one.
Oh, come on.
I wanted to add. No. I have gotten that treatment from people on the right-hand side of Clubhouse for 4 years. If people want to make me the center of attention, then I'm going to do something. And what I'm going to do is make sure they can't be a part of the conversation. When people I know who have genuinely joked with me about it are happy to be part of the conversation, say like Abby, she jokes with me. I know she doesn't mean it seriously, but I'm not a fucking punching bag and I'm not here to be picked on. And if you do, well, I'm moderator.
That's
we'll be
fair.
consequences.
Can you comment on what I said, Marshall, on the history of this, of removing someone when they're infirm?
Yeah, you missed Reagan, but yes, you're right.
Hey, I thought that was a good joke. Come on.
Reagan did not get Alzheimer's while he was in office.
Reagan
Wants to correct me on that, but that did not happen while he was in office.
I got kicked for a joke. Come on.
So I got kicked because it wasn't funny.
It is, but because it's true.
I've been. Dude, you were poking at me. If you want to talk to me, that's fine.
Oh, God, Marshall.
Jesus Christ.
Marshall, how are you going to be?
You're giving off leftist energy, Marshall.
So, I've been hating on Trump a lot lately, but I have to say that, I was looking at her article about Joe Biden last night. She is pathologically ambitious. She is responsible for much of this. There is no reason to actually, to Abby's point, I didn't think about the cosmetic surgery. This guy has access to the best medical care. And what happened when something's amiss. As a senator, he had access to the best medical care. JFK knew he had Addison's disease in 1947, right? There is no excuse, and this is alarming to me. I'm worried about my own health care, quite frankly, because I'm like, Jesus Christ, how is it that they missed that, right? Because now it has metastasized, and maybe he's had it for 5-10 years. But how come it wasn't treated when they initially diagnosed it, and how come he didn't get the best access to gold standards in care, best practices? So that's one thing.
Probably was treated.
Well, he was treated, but the question is, wow, there are people with access to medical care that should be able to ward off a death by prostate cancer, given the
If you
resources.
look at some of the pictures of his hands, there's IV plugs in his hands.
Okay, well, that may be, but the point is, regardless of what care he got, his wife should have said, hey, look, this is a great time to step out. You will be dignified if you leave now, right, Trent? There is no reason. She had to have been the one to push him, because the family could get together in an evening and say, look, Dad, you're in bad shape. Let's worry about your health care. There is no reason that he should have been put in that predicament. I used to think that I'll land here. I used to think the elder abuse thing was kind of a joke and ridiculous for people to say. Now I'm like, holy shit. She put our country in harm's way.
Elder abuse for years, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. No, I blame Joe Biden first and foremost.
How can you blame him? You have this man that's.
No, I said Jill. I blame Jill Biden first and foremost, because her first thing is to protect her husband. The man's done everything in office. He was the youngest senator. He's been in office 50 fucking years, right? There was no need for him to run for a second term. This was always supposed to be a one-term presidency, as we knew it. He was going to be a transitional president, and to pass the torch to Kamala. But the hubris and the arrogance and thinking that I'm the only person that can possibly beat Donald Trump, and that's what the book details. I got the book, and that's what the book details. It says that their calculus in the White House was Biden was the only possible person that could beat Trump. Kamala would get beat up in a primary, and it was going to be a shit show, and that he was the best person to keep this existential threat out. In fact, it says that his decline got worse. I see you down there, Patty. His decline started. Everybody started to notice in the summer of 2023, when Hunter Biden's plea deal was revoked, and that's when everybody started to notice. But by October, late fall of 2023, that's when they started hiding it from essentially the cabinet, the public, and even in other senators. And I believe that it's a tragedy for the country, and it deserves a full investigation.
I did hear Jake Tapper's. He had a video where he was with I forget who was interviewing him. I forget the name of this woman.
Megan Kelly, I think.
No, it wasn't Megan Kelly.
The NPR interview.
Very well. It was on video. It was a.
Topper is such a low life.
Okay, it was Kirk. I don't know who the fuck is talking.
Necro, come on, man.
Necro. Holly's gonna make a topic change in a second here. Go ahead.
So I would just say this: what he was saying is that it was his opinion. This is Jake Tapper's opinion. Is that Hunter Biden actually had a lot more pull than people would like to believe, and he also made some accusations. I know that he, after Bo, his older brother, died, he started seeing his, his sister-in-law, and apparently he got her hooked on crack too, which, it's not. I don't want to focus on that, but I mean, it was just like very bizarre shit, and so, there's a lot of questions I have, and which I obviously don't have answers to.
All right, I want to move on. That was a good discussion, but this is a really sad story, y'all. I don't mean to bring the night down. We won't end here, but I did want to talk to you guys about this for a second and see what you guys thought. I don't know if y'all heard about this, but there's a situation going on here in Georgia where this young woman, 30-year-old mother, it's so sad. So she's brain dead. She's being kept on life support. She had just a medical emergency. I don't know the full details of how she became brain dead, but she's also pregnant. And unfortunately, she was past the 6-week ban, time frame of pregnancy when she became brain dead and put on life support. And the situation is this: the AG, which is Chris Carr, I believe, has told the hospital that there's no legal reason in our in this 6-week ban and in our state legislation in the verbiage of any kind of why they need to keep her on life support just to keep the baby alive. I guess that's his interpretation of the law, and he is the Attorney General. Now, the hospital and their attorneys feel like, I guess their stance is it's too vague, or they feel like it's there is some questions, it's a gray area, and so they are keeping this woman on life support. Now, her family, her mother is basically saying, we wish we had the choice. So it sounds like they are not being given the choice, that the hospital is basically saying, no, we have to keep her on life support to try to bring this baby to term. And the chances of this baby surviving may be slim, the baby may be blind, the baby may be this, that, and the other. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? This is a tough one for me.
So does the AG have, isn't it the family's decision?
Well, apparently not, according to the hospital. They're the ones that, and I don't know if they have the control of, like, can we move her to a different hospital that will go along with the AG if they chose to, pull her off of life support?
Well, let's say the quiet part out loud. The fallout of single black motherhood. Your baby daddy does not have the same say as, anybody else. It is what it is.
I'm not sure if there is a father in the picture, because I haven't heard
black woman.
Oh, there's definitely a father. I mean, she's pregnant. There's definitely a father.
I'm just saying, I've only heard the mother in the news, so it seems as though I don't know.
Right. And
How far pregnant is she?
Let me shut up. Let me shut up.
I think she has 20 more weeks to go, Dawn, and that's why this is such a painful situation, because the mother is like, they're basically just watching. It's a horrible situation, and they just have to kind of wait. And the other part is I don't know.
They have a life inside. She has a life inside of her, right?
True.
If people are so against abortion, right? Why the fuck would you pull the plug on that woman with that living baby inside?
Right.
That pisses me off. That right there.
But it is strange.
She is not going to live fine. I'm not fine, but you know what I'm saying. But the next point is the baby can still survive, right?
Right. Maybe. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. It is an odd situation, though, right? Because you're basically keeping a woman that is brain dead alive in the hopes that the that the baby will survive. Whereas before 6 weeks, had this happened, then they would have terminated. I don't know. I mean, I think if I were her, I would want them to keep me on the life support in the hopes that my baby would survive. She doesn't get to have a choice, period. So it's up to her family, I suppose. But isn't it strange that the AG is telling them, like, wouldn't the AG trump the doctors? Couldn't they, like, I mean, Abby, you're an attorney. Like, can't that even if something came back on them liability wise, couldn't they say, well, look, the AG told us this? Isn't the AG kind of, the arbiter of the law in the state?
Well, the statutes are going to be the law in the state. I mean, unless the AG issued like an opinion, but paint that for me. Tell me exactly what you're thinking, because it would be relying on what the law is, unless there's a mistake of law. But it doesn't sound like it.
I mean, AG versus attorneys for hospital wouldn't, even if something came back to them, say they were sued or say, the law tried to come down on them, couldn't they say, well, the AG told us or wrote it in writing or whatever? Can't they just say, like, here's the paper trail, like, we're protected. This is what we were told was appropriate.
I want to eat some pussy.
Okay, that was weird. I mean, Holly, look, there's going to be a statute in the state. There's going to be a law in the state. The AG doesn't make laws, and he enforces it, or he prosecutes on behalf of the state. But, he can issue opinions. It can be opinions out of his office. So if they're relying on an opinion, on an interpretation, but he's not a court either. I don't know if that answers you.
Yeah, I guess this is where, and it's not just for this issue, but where we're seeing a lot of these abortion bans and regulations go into effect, and you have these tragic stories where someone is not given the medical treatment and they died, and the hospital basically claims, they're confused about the law. I guess that's where what I'm getting at.
That's like when that kind of thing happens, and it's interesting because you can request to get an opinion, if to try to understand how you're supposed to then proceed, because you don't have an active court case. It's not like you're not litigating anything, but you can go and request an opinion on the law if that, when there's a confusion as to how you're supposed to proceed under the law.
Well, that's all well and good when you have a timeline, when you have a runway to work
They
with.
didn't have the time.
This case, they have. I'm a little confused why they're not doing that. But like some of these situations, yes, it's like the time is of the essence, and it seems like they're scared to take action in some cases. I don't fully understand, but that seems like what's happening in some of these situations where the women have died because they're not being given the proper care, and I don't know if the hospital attorneys are like scared. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, yeah, because essentially, when you see somebody like who is a threat to life, you don't see like that they have a 70% chance of living. You have a 25% chance of living. Like, specifically, it's like there's no sort of certainty. Like, so the vagueness of essentially saying what it is a threat to your life, is a slippery slope. So, and doctors essentially are afraid is like if this is something that where she was bleeding on the floor or something like that, would it mean that, I would be charged with murder because there's a chance that the life of the unborn could have been saved?
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah, Holly and I are married, so we don't accept messages from random men on the internet. Okay, don't back channel us unless we're friends. Thanks.
all right. Does anybody
I'll
else
stop hitting on you then, Don.
I mean, I don't accept like random solicitations from men on the internet. That's why I'm trying to hold Rich accountable. Rich is a married man. He should know better. Shame on Rich. Shame on Rich.
Oh my God, Adams, I've sent you stuff on the internet.
Yeah, but I mean, Abby, you're beautiful, gorgeous, and you're not a married man. So again, I mean, we're holding men accountable, and I'm sticking to it. It is what it is. These men need to be held accountable. I'm sorry.
Are you jumping to the faggotry again, Adams?
Oh, here it goes. Here it goes.
Actually, hold on, Adams.
Here it goes.
Back channeling Marshall.
Here it goes. Here it goes. Oh. So now you like redheads. So now you like redheads. That's crazy.
We were talking.
No. Rich and I were actually having an interesting discussion. It's okay.
Yeah, but then I heard Adams talking, and I knew he was going to the faggotry again.
Yep. So now Rich likes redheads. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is.
Come on and lighten us up now.
We can move on. We can definitely move on. Respect your marriage and respect the fact that, you know, I hold actual self-respect. So again, Rich, just let it go. Rich, let it go.
I find it to be a disservice to your community, Adams, that you cut your nose off.
Just let it go, Rich. Just let it go.
All right, let's move on. All right, this is the other thing I wanted to bring up. So get this. So 70 Democrats, Georgia Democrats, walked out of the House, refused to vote and do their job. And the reason that they walked out was because there was a Georgia who wanted sex changes. That's really what it came down to. That might not be how they're reporting it, but that's what an insider in the House told me is what really happened. So what do you guys think about this? Like, this is wild to me. I think this is a winning issue on the Democrat side. This whole, like, inmates, you know, using government funding to fund their sex changes. So I just think it's bizarre that they're still like bleeding down and doing shit like this. And also I was told like this is unheard of in the Georgia House. Like these type of theatrics don't really happen. Like this is kind of weird, you know, drama, like clickbaity, and it was sort of out of turn, like not normal even for
So like she's offline.
So like way out of tradition. That is interesting. At least they didn't do what they did in Texas. This happens.
You know what, Holly? I'm gonna move myself down, okay? Because I'm gonna say some very, very, very damning things to a married man. That again is like this is insane. Like absolutely fucking insane.
Watching training porn.
Okay, so in Texas, we had this happen twice. Once in the early 2000s, when the Republicans in Texas first gained control of the chamber, in early 2001 or two, Democrats got on a plane and flew to Oklahoma. And luckily, Tom Ridge, who'd been a Texas House representative, was Homeland Security Secretary. Perry called Tom Ridge. Tom Ridge called the president. The president authorized Tom Ridge to use Homeland Security to get the tail number of the plane and hauled all the Democrats back to Texas. And about 5 years ago, Democrats got onto a bus and left the state capitol. So it sounds like this is twice for Texas, once for Georgia, and it seems like it is for East Coast states way out of the norm to do that. They seem to hold more former British traditions in their state houses than states like Texas do.
Marshall, did something else happen when they got on that bus that 5 years ago? Like,
yeah, there was something with beer, somebody brought some pot, and then there was like one other thing that I'm forgetting. But we did like the state troopers went and got them back, I think.
How did that woman, what landed her in the house? Do we know anything about her diagnosis, or did you post the article?
I'm sorry, I pulled it down because we were on to this next topic, but
Maybe Matrix, honey.
Hey, the Matrix, Holly.
You're in the marine.
Hey, bitch.
You got a little PT. What did you say?
Good evening, y'all.
Hello.
Hello, BT.
Well, hello, BT.
What's up, BT?
They finally are done being stupid.
Hey, what's up, faggot?
What's up, faggot?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Good evening, eh?
What's going on? It can make everyone laugh.
I mean, you give me a good reason why I made a good choice to add you.
Oh my god, Necro, your voice is just so insufferable. When are you gonna change it?
Yeah.
It sounds like whiny and just down, and I hate my life.
What, man?
My name
I
is
hate my life.
Necro,
Yes,
and
I
I'm
hate my life.
laziest. Life's good though.
Adam supports the Leon X.
Yes, I am unforgivable.
I actually know Necro quite well. His voice belies his cheery interior.
Yeah, on the inside, I have a lot of happiness.
Necro's drawing is an accurate representation of the size students at the higher tech mounts.
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, I would say Holly, as somebody who would make rooms all the time and doesn't make them anymore, you did a pretty good job. You had your topics. You even moved on to them, and I'm just saying, like you did a very good job for some. At least in my experience, this was your first time making like a room. You did a very good job. So bravo.
Thank you. This is great. Can we do this like on a regular basis? Could you get in the habit of it? This was excellent.
I'll try. I'm just, I'm busy. I know you are too. We're all busy, right? Like, I just couldn't take it anymore, Abby. I'm just bored to pieces in some of these rooms. I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it. I can't handle these rooms anymore.
Well, Holly, you did great.
I missed it. Damn it.
And Adams, you did terrible like usual.
Why do you have a crush on Adam?
Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Ann. Like, this is uncomfortable. This is a married man.
Adams has been
This
filming
is
these for the last
literally a
season.
married man. Like, this is crazy.
He's like, Adam, pick me.
Adams, I invited Aaliyah in. She's not online right now. She's been off for 22 hours. Damn.
Pick me.
Adams, that's your pick.
You know what? Rich is trying to get some type of Diddy party going on up here.
Adams is like, click on Aaliyah's Twitter, and I'm like,
Don't do
no.
what they want. Don't do
And Adams, Aaliyah's like, don't click on my Twitter, it's gay train porn. And I'm like, yeah. How did you know this, Adams?
We're friends.
How did you know it was tranny porn, Adams?
This is some like Wolfpack Mountain, like Forrest Diddy shit. Like, I feel like you're putting like some shit in my baby oil. Like, this is weird.
You're the one watching Aaliyah's X account, bro. You're
No.
telling me, click on it, bro. And I'm like, no, I'm good.
Who's Aaliyah?
6'4",
You talking
black
about the
tranny.
singer that died?
No, 6'4", big black dude tranny.
These trannies
And
got
Adams is like, click on Aaliyah's X. I'm like,
hold
no,
on a
I'm
second.
good. I knew something was up.
Hold on a second. So Adams, are you talking about Leah, the singer that died in like the early 2000s?
He doesn't.
No, it's a 6'5" trainee on Clubhouse.
No.
Big, like 350 pound, 6'5" black dude.
Pepe, listen. This man.
Pepe, he's gonna tell you to go check out Aaliyah's X account.
This
Send
man
the X account over to
obsessed
Pepe.
with me. It's crazy.
Pick me.
You're the one following me around, Adams.
How you doing, Princess?
I came in here because freaking Pepe's in here.
I make my own business.
Was it literally? Was this about Aaliyah, the one that died in the early 2000s, or not?
Oh my God, you're
No.
so autistic.
No, it was not.
Oh, come on, guys.
Holly, jump in. Holly's got
All right. I got a new topic. All right, this one's a little more salacious. So, white flight, I get it now. All right.
Way more salacious than Adam.
What about black fatigue? What about black fatigue? Let's
This
talk
is
about
thinking
black
about
fatigue.
and the same
about black
I guess that is salacious.
Holly's doing her
Talk
first
about
room.
black
Hey,
fatigue.
Adams, let her do. It's her first room. Let her pick the
Alright.
fucking topics, bro.
Oh, it's Holly. That's what I thought. Okay, good job, Holly.
This isn't even about black and white, y'all. I finally think I get the whole white flight thing though. It's weird. It's a weird feeling when like the demographics of a community, even just like a neighborhood, change so quickly, right? Like I noticed a neighborhood in my area that is very largely white, and this neighborhood, like seemingly overnight, became
So
largely
safe.
Indian. And I see also a ton of homes for sale in that neighborhood. And it's nothing against Indians, right? Like, they're cool.
I mean, like Indians or like foot cooking ass Indians?
Dots or feathers?
Dots.
Okay,
India,
so
dots.
Oh yeah, it's even
foot
more fake
cooking
now.
ass Indians.
So, like, it's nothing against
Oh,
the
hey, tell me where that neighborhood is. I'm gonna move
Shut the
there.
fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's nothing against the individual. Their culture's cool. But it is a weird feeling when, like, overnight, your kid becomes the minority, right? And when they weren't before. And, like, the vibe is different, right? Their culture is different. Like, it's not the same vibe. And so I think maybe, is that white flight? Is that, like,
I'll take that
the vibe
minority.
is just off and you're like, I don't like it. Like,
White?
nothing against the individual. It's just, it's not, like, my culture anymore. It's weird.
I'm just saying, if the blacks move in, move out. If the
Holly,
Indians move
I'm
in,
gonna
move
answer
in.
you. If you look at like East Coast cities, there's like sort of a historical trends on how people move, and some ethnic groups take off and they move farther and farther into suburban areas, and some don't. Some groups, very interesting, and I don't know what cities you're used to, but if you go to cities like in Boston and New York and Philly and Baltimore, the Italians don't move. They stay in their neighborhoods. If you look, there's like enclaves of them. But other ethnic groups will just scatter and move. And as you're saying, almost like an overnight change to a neighborhood. But it's pretty common in older cities to see that.
I would agree, but when it comes to the Irish,
Except the Italians, I
You
mean,
need 10 home Marys.
but I would say that the
Italians
Irish,
stay.
the Irish are much different because the Irish, like if we look at Southie, which has been gentrified beyond all hell. I mean, when people think of Boston, when it comes to like which ethnic group of Europeans like moved there, it was the Irish. You had the north end of Boston, which my grandparents on my dad's side are from, but which was primarily Italian, but they were French Canadian. But it is weird, just like looking at all the corruption.
Pepe, let me ask you a question. Which neighborhood would you rather live in? Jews, Indians, and Asians, or blacks and Hispanics?
I mean, I would pick out of all of those groups.
Fuck up, Rich.
I mean, out of all of those groups, out of all of those groups, I would pick Jews. I mean,
No. The Jews, Asians, and Indians are in one group, one neighborhood. And then you have blacks and Hispanics in another. Which one are you choosing?
I mean, now you're just like, that's just.
I'm making like a utopia.
He wants to demonize black and Hispanic so much, like it's crazy.
Imagine.
Like it's crazy.
I'm just saying.
No, wait, I want to play. I will pick the black and Spanish. You know why? Because I don't fucking understand why.
Because you'll be on the lower ring of the socioeconomic group.
Shut up. Why they refuse to wear deodorant?
Rich.
Why? Wait, shush. Why don't they wear deodorant, y'all? They reek. What the fuck is that
I'll
about?
put up with the deodorant over
I'll
being
still-
robbed.
I can't handle BO. I cannot handle BO, not 1 minute. I hate it. I can't.
Okay.
We don't-
All right. Hold on, Holly. I'll change it.
On that
Asians and Jews.
Jews, we're not going to have a lot of bars in our neighborhood. There are very few bars in Jewish neighborhoods, and not a lot of bars in the Asian
Yeah, but
neighborhood.
the blacks and Hispanics are shooting them up.
Share that with you.
But the Jews and Asians, because Asians, 80% of them don't possess the bacteria to cause
Rich
body
offered to
odor.
butter my
So
biscuit.
Jews and Asians
I'm just
or
gonna say
blacks
it
and
out loud.
Hispanics, Holly.
Rich
No Indians.
offered to butter my biscuits. Thank you.
Okay, but there's
you're
first of all, you
shit's
see,
boring.
like
Your
there's
buttermilk biscuit?
so many
Yes.
differences.
Yes.
There's so many differences.
Yeah, so Rich said that he would
Come on,
flap
come on,
my
Pepe.
cheeks.
Okay, Adam.
Jews
Adam,
and
so
Asians.
again,
Or blacks and Hispanics.
okay, Jews and Asians are generally going to be the least problematic groups of people that you're going to live with. I'm just saying, like like.
I mean, you will be on the
Statistically,
lowest part of the rung.
no, hold on a second. You can say that. Well, at least when it comes in America, yes, East Asians and Jews, on average, the distributions are different in terms of how successful they are. And
Yeah, but will the Jews
and
and
a lot of
Asians
other-
want you there, Pepe?
there's a good. Well, I mean, they're not going to want ones that are not
They don't want the Hispanics.
similar. No, see, this is where like your argument is fucking retarded.
No, it's true.
No, because if
Once
you're
you move in, then they'll move out.
if you're
That's not why we moved, by the way.
if you're black, if you're Thomas Sowell, I don't see Jews or Asians like packing up and being willing to move. Yes, like if
The
you're gonna
economy
get like
would be strong.
if you're gonna get white
Housing would
trash.
be more powerful.
Oh, mate, dude, let me fucking finish.
Be higher, schools would be
Okay,
better.
dude. If you get like white trash that move into their neighborhoods, or just like undesirable people in general, like nobody wants their children or themselves. Jesus Christ. I understand the distribution of traits, but I'm like literally saying like there's obviously black people and Hispanic people that are high functioning, completely safe to live around. In fact, much safer to live around than most white people, at least on average. So it's not that fucking simple.
Well, anyone can check the white box. So, moving on.
Including Pepe.
Don't do that, Ann.
I have to. I don't believe in race.
That is the biggest lie I've heard on stage all night.
Well, it's a
This
reality
is the
that
dumbest
I don't
conversation
believe in.
as usual.
Clearly,
It's all
like,
just
that's
spam.
That, like,
And that part I don't
emotional
understand. What do you mean?
gymnastics that you
It's
want.
a hypnosis.
I don't subscribe.
This isn't hypnosis. This is spam. This is stupid conversation as usual.
But I mean, like this.
John, don't even start. You know you live around all white hippies.
Okay, sure, but he lives in Chicago now. But
Yeah, he doesn't live on the south side.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
dude,
he lives
we
on
get
gay
it. It
people.
sounds like you
He
live
lives
on
on
a
gay
block.
people.
Tuna, we get it. But anybody who's had to live around dysfunctional, lower class white people understand there is a huge difference between them and I would just say even the average white American. Okay, a very big difference.
So that's why you use Jews.
Huh?
That's why you use Jews. I didn't say the low class whites.
What the fuck did Jews have to
I
do
said
with
the
it?
Jews and Asians. You keep bringing up low class whites. I'm obviously.
It kicked me.
Beth accused me of what he accused me of. Not once did he actually answer my question. What?
Danik, if I like your new PTR, it's an updated AI version I see.
Oh yeah, you like it, Edmund?
How was that, Edmund?
Yeah, it's a surreal version of me.
Have you done much AI art? Because I've been putting a lot of pictures into Grok and saying, turn this into a cartoon.
No, actually, I don't do AI art. I feel that AI art takes away from me being an actual artist, you know?
It's just a different canvas platform.
Yeah, but still, I'd rather do the art myself.
Well, all art is spam. So if you can create a lot of spam art for free, you know, maybe it helps. I don't know.
I have a what you call it? A Alfred E. Newman-esque thing going on here.
Do I need to play it on my side to hear it, or should you listen?
I'm listening.
If you notice.
It's just a remix off of a popular song right now.
What up?
Yeah, that's John Kitover.
Yep.
He's running for
It's Pastor Pastor Edmund
House in Chicago. He's a politician.
What you been up to, Edmund?
I don't think he knows hip hop like that.
I'm playing
How's the
I'm gonna
campaign
say what's
going?
that G-Eazy, put that man.
It's going okay. I just got contacted by this nonprofit in Washington, D.C. today called Term Limits. And the guy that I'm running against, he signed a pledge to only serve 3 terms. So he's already overextended his pledge that he signed off on. So I roasted him today on that. I'm calling him a fraud, a scam artist, a liar.
No, it does not need Doc. I keep his drunk ass out of here, Moshe. I don't like dealing with that fucking guy.
I just had some amazing
what's everybody
pizza.
up to?
Well, Edmund here is running for office.
Oh God.
Are you running as a Republican, Edmund?
Of course, come on.
What?
Of course. How could anyone run as a Democrat? They're the biggest clowns you've ever seen. They're super clowns.
That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my fucking guy.
They're the worst. They are the worst. If Congress is an index, the Democrats are literally the bottom ocean dwelling shit eating shrimp.
They're bottom feeders, yeah.
Yeah, they're all non-kosher, or they're all not halakhic. They're the worst of the worst. They're the super
They're
clowns.
demon rats. I don't even call them Democrats. They're demon rats.
Yeah, they really are, because it's like they're the biggest. They're super hypocrites. Like, you could call a Republican a hypocrite, but they are just the most profound hypocrites. They're super.
They're Orwellian, meaning they say one thing and act in complete opposition to it. They set rules for everybody else to live by, but don't live by them themselves.
Yeah.
Hi, girl! Oh my God, long time no see. Missed you!
Hello. Hey, good to see you. What's up?
You know who this is, right?
I'm still trying to connect. Who is this, please? It's my bad. I know the voice is charming and lovely, familiar.
Okay, remember you're stupid. Remember Leah Steinberg? Paula Steinberg. You know, T-Von's friend.
Yes, of course. Of course.
It's been a while.
How are you?
Huh? How are you?
Top of the world, love. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm okay. Good to see you too. How are things with Porkistan?
Well, you know, usual jihad, murder, massacre, plunder, and then celebration, and then tears and victimization. Victim card cry. It's the usual thing. Nothing's changed, I'll show you.
Same shit. Yeah, but I know there's been like action going on a bit.
Yeah, it's a brand new kind of Diwali, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so happy Diwali to everybody. And the Indian Armed Forces will be promising you guys more fireworks.
I love you guys!
Love you guys. arrested.
Does that mean there's gonna be more beepers going around?
There's gonna be more escalation, no question, because it's like a Pakistani Tourette syndrome.
Make
Go ahead and kill
Porkistan
innocent
India
people.
again. Or make Porkistan Bharat again.
Oh no, hell no, we don't want some more crazies. Fuck that.
No,
Forgive my language.
Push them out back to like, I don't know, where the fuck they want to go, away from you.
Yeah, well, we'll break them down into 4 or 5 little fiefdoms and then make them our bitches. There's no other way because they keep killing us.
Basically. Yeah, you guys gotta really fucking, I don't know, man. Get him out of there. Get him out of Porkistan.
Porkistan.
Hey, Danny. Hey, comedian.
You should use interventionism. You guys should use interventionism and put Hindu leaders in.
No. So, part of the problem is the reason why India is pluralistic, where everybody finds a home, is because the Hindus are in majority.
I know.
And if you begin to absorb these people, particularly the Pakistani kind of, rabid bullshit, then it tips the scale in their favor. So it's a good thing to get away from us. Now we got to figure out a way to pin them down. We're going to do that. Did you guys pick up on the news of LET terrorist leadership being gunned down in Pakistan recently?
No. What's that about?
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, it's huge. So basically what's happening is under mysterious circumstances, enough said, terrorists and the minions are being gunned down. And the poor Pakis have nowhere to run. They're trying to figure out what's going on. We're hitting them virtually in every possible front.
Nowhere to run, baby. Nowhere to hide. Nowhere to run.
So the funny thing is, these guys think that it's incredibly skillful to train a bunch of, ragtag, low IQ idiots to bear arms, go inside Mumbai and India's biggest cities to gun down innocent poor people, just regular people. And they think this is a stroke of genius. But what they don't understand is that it's a low IQ game to play. Anybody could play the game. And if India decides to play the game, then Pakistan will have nowhere to run. And I don't know, I don't want to take credit for this as an Indian. I don't know about it, but something's cooking.
What's cooking?
I don't know. Under mysterious circumstances, these jihadis are being gunned down. What do you think is cooking? I don't know.
Some terrorist ass.
Yeah, it's an active terror, but I think they're freedom fighters, Balochistan freedom fighters, gunning down Paki terrorists.
See, this is why I said free Balochistan before, but Moshe disagrees. I don't know why. Because Balochistan is also fighting the IRGC. Right? So tell me more about, like, India-Pakistan stuff. Like, I want to know. I'm I'm excited. I need to know more. Actually, I'm going to have to let you guys go in a second because there's a whole bunch of anti-Semitic propaganda that I have to cover up. And I'm meeting somebody to do it with them.
Just rip it all out.
It won't come off. They use like wheat paste or some shit.
Right. So what you do is just take spray paint and just.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
But I think he was in a podcast wherein a young gentleman, a Jewish intellectual, a gentleman who specializes in big data, talks about tracking the digital medium and identifying patterns well before they emerge. Key patterns that lead to Holocaust-esque phenomenons.
Wait,
and he was weighing in. Well, apparently the digital medium is a window into what's likely to play out in the real world.
Yeah.
So it to gather data from multiple digital, and then figure out a way in which he could discern and plot a trend, if you will, in terms of when and precisely where the next attack is going to happen. And I thought it was fascinating a way to approach it, because he uses the cutting edge of data analytics and whatnot. And he also spoke about Hindu genocide and how, for example, Birmingham, when it happened, how is it that we can meaningfully plot and predict where the next attack is going to culminate?
Wait,
and I thought it was sure.
You have Telegram, right? I want this information so I can read it later because I'm here to meet my friend, but this sounds extremely interesting that I really want to know more about. Can you share? Wait, you still have Telegram, right? You do have Telegram, right?
Yes, I do. I'm happy to share it here too. I just need to go and find that. Bear with me for a moment, please.
Well, in Telegram, even after I close this room.
If it's not trouble, if you can ping me on Telegram, it'll be easier for me to reconnect with you.
Super. Yeah, okay. Wait, let me hold on. Let me open Telegram really quick. That sounds incredibly interesting. I don't remember your name on Telegram.
Just bear with me for a moment, love.
Huh?
Just 1 second, please. Let me just get to you on Telegram. I'm glad actually. Just one more, please. Sorry, what is your Telegram? Let me just go ahead and ping you.
My Telegram is @Judean Warrior.
Judean.
Here, I'll back channel it to you.
Okay, fabulous. I'm just gonna go and try and find that link for you. It was actually a beautiful podcast. I thought it was super insightful.
Yeah, is that where you got all this information from, a podcast?
Yes, but it's a guy who leads I think one of the universities on data analytics, a Jewish gentleman. Very, very insightful.
That's awesome. I really want to hear this podcast.
Sorry, darling. I'm just trying to go and find that link for you.
Okay, you have my username, right? I'll have to go, but if you guys want to keep the room open, feel free. There's not many people in it, but your call.
Sure, I'm probably going to jump off as well, but I'll try and get this video for you and I'll send it out to you.
Oh my God, thank you so much. It'd be awesome. I would love to hear this.
No problem.
Okay, I have to go, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to end the room.
You take care. It's so good to see you.
You too. It's so good to see you.
Cheers.
Take care.
You too. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, where the fuck was she getting the coke from? Is his fault? Right, exactly. So, bitch, if you supply me coke and you get your dumb ass in jail because you supply me coke because I'm driving fast because you giving me drugs, then that's your fucking.
Little experiment that he's running. He's just running like, hey, let's YOLO. I mean, that's one way it could be. Maybe that's how it is. I think it's less likely to be true than just that we're in this giant, indifferent universe. I don't know. I suspect not.
Okay. But I think they're way. And you also talked about like the idea of diminishing the board. You said it's possible to extend our lifetimes, but how we're going to solve the board. Even Yuval Noah Harari in his book Homogeneous talks about it, and he said we could even delete our memories, we could re-experience things. Is it really? So isn't it gonna be a contradiction that if we delete our memories, like we're going to unlearn the things and we're going to start over again, and that's like if you know something and you forget it and you start it over again, you can never advance because you're always gonna go back and start learning the things again. You can never go forward. From a specific point because you're always gonna move back. So don't you think it's about novelty that what human minds really crave is novelty, and that novelty because when I asked that question, it was relevant the question of information. So when there is more information that we create more information. There is information, and then when we synthesize it, and when we all different human beings think uniquely, we create new information, and when we connect, we two different information, two different viewpoints, we create a third viewpoint or something, right? It's called like a reproduction of information. So don't you think that novelty is not a problem? Because there's always going to be novelty, and that's what human brains really crave. So they're not going to get bored.
Novelty is one of our goals, but we also have the goal for pleasure, and the goal for status, and the goal for love, and the goal for fun, and the goal for truth, and the goal for beauty, and the goal for, I don't know, we got lots of goals. Novelty is one of them. But, I've rewatched movies before, and that's a very similar experience when it comes to reliving whole epochs of the universe, like whole millennia. Like, it doesn't seem too bad to just repeat that over and over. If it's the best movie you can write, then why not just watch the best movie you can write? Something like that. But I'm getting tired, so I think I'm gonna get off the app. But it was lovely talking to all of you. Madi, it was quite a stamina-inducing round. This is our longest conversation we've ever had. It's good talking to you. And Celestial, I liked your questions a lot. I hope you join the house and keep doing. See you later.
Yeah. Like he was like so down to just like.
You trying to do that shit, yeah, like
so
sturdy shit.
Stuff. Yes, I was like, bro, he really does some like stupid shit, like just stuff that you only think women would do.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. Like he's so funny. Like my friends are hilarious.
Jalen or Christian, when you get a chance, can I get you to grab the trash, please?
I was like, bro, fruity, bro. I didn't think it.
Nah. I think it's just because they spend too much time with women.
I mean, like, he don't, like, I mean, I get what you're saying, though, but I'm saying, like, when you said fruity, I was thinking, like,
I'm saying like he don't like act and like talk or
He don't
dress the
talk
way he
much.
wants to.
He don't talk much. I mean, like even my other friend, they don't just talk much though. It's like they really
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying though. Like that's some shit that I would have to pick up on if I'm like really around that nigga. Like him wanting to stir up drama and shit.
Yeah.
Bro, I used to know so many Nigerians like in BR. They don't. I feel like LSU don't have as many Nigerians as they used to.
They do. I sent you a photo.
I've never seen them. Like,
look what I just sent you.
When this was?
This is on Sunday.
You look good.
Thank you.
Who that is?
That's my friend Lucia.
That's one with the accent?
Fuck her.
Oh my. Yo, Eliana.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
That what you had on that Royal?
Oh
my gosh, why would I saw you at Royal?
And don't go through my followers looking for her either.
We don't follow each other on the ground no more.
Exactly for that reason.
If I would have saw you like this at Royal though,
I would have ignored you.
Look, please. Please.
Or you would have tried to talk to my cousin.
If I grab your arm and pull you to me, you gonna still ignore me? Like, how that's gonna happen?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I guess we were just gonna hug until we both start talking then. We're just gonna hug.
I'm telling you, it's really crazy. There's like some really crazy people in this world.
Why you said that?
Because all that shit didn't have to happen.
No.
It's all your fault.
That shit is not my fault. I'm gonna get y'all back cool before you go.
I'm good.
Y'all back cool, man.
Nah, like the way she was moving with all that. No, because even with my party, so she had this guy call me trying to ask me like, so like I had planned my party, and he asked me like a few days before my party if like they can turn my party into a joint party. Mind you,
with her?
Like with her, him, and this other guy. Mind you, the two guys, like so none of us are cool, and like me and her had stopped being cool, and the other two guys, we weren't cool, and one of the other guys, me and him had not been cool for like 3 years. After me and him had stopped having sex, he had stopped inviting me to anything the Kenyans were doing. So I'm just like, the nerve of you guys to like really try to do that is insane. Like the audacity is actually wild. Why the fuck would I do that? Like that's actually crazy for you to do something, and then for her to like.
Sometimes shit just good for memories.
Yes, no, what do you mean? Like first of all, I swear to God, none of you have been 2 degrees. I don't think any of them really knew like who my friends were, where the fuck I was from, what my tribes were. Like they didn't know anything about me. So I'm just like, the fact that she's actually asked me like to do that is because they just wanted to use me for money and for the venue I was having, and because I already had everything set up and I already had all the food cooked. Like it was crazy for them to ask that kind of question. I'm like, what? Like wild. And like, then for her to turn around and then try to invite all my friends behind my back to her party, crazy. Like it was moving weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then none of them have jobs either. They're all graduating. None of them have jobs. None of them got to graduate school or anything. I'm like, I'm doing better.
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying.
tape out there. What other tape out?
Okay. Well, so this picture is ours.
The tape, bro. Where you was?
Mother's Day for like stuff.
Hey, how come you keep posting stuff?
What the hell this girl been talking about for hours?
Who? Eliana?
Yeah.
Need a Red Bull.
Just
Basically, Rex and Odin are talking about this. So I was in the stream, and she was mad about it.
Hey, what?
Oh my
God. They try to fuck up with this, so was Eliana's friend, and Eliana's friend only knows this because of Eliana. So Eliana feels like, bitch, how dare you? I agree. But I'm gonna do it on my birthday. And okay, see, which is what when I asked you, I was getting there, but then dudes try to make it seem like that was a crazy question to ask. Okay, so basically on your birthday, she showed up there. He didn't believe that.
You smell like after the fact?
During the fact.
Well, if you win the fucking did the most at the shit did, but
wait, you
I wasn't putting on.
Yeah.
No, he just always thinks I'm mad or something.
Yeah, they know each other in real
I'm a
life.
passionate.
Eliana, you were so mad.
I'm a passionate
Like,
person.
She was mad because
No,
it was another
conversation.
We had a conversation about homosexuality, and I get a little passionate about stuff. I'm a passionate political person. You just think I'm always mad about stuff.
We was at the hookah lounge, and it's me, her, and her two friends. And Eliana is a
passionate person.
She's a very
My
political
face
type
says
of.
a lot, but my face says a lot. Like I just get a little passionate, and I need someone to put my face on.
So the first meetup, she brought her and her two friends.
No.
We had met before that.
Hell no.
Several times.
Yeah, but several times.
Bro, I know Eliana. So this is on her birthday though. So Eliana, for one, she's in school. Well, she's graduated. She wants to be a philosopher. Huh?
We see the gays.
Right. You know,
But
she's
you guys know each other because of the app, right? Or before that?
Because of the app, bro.
Oh my God.
Because of the app.
What, bitch?
No, because I'm trying to tell y'all about the fucking night. So, Eliana.
Before that, we come to my birthday, we're hanging out.
Eliana likes that philosophy shit, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's one of them people who is, you know, like, she likes to be
I don't even know how we got on that conversation either.
I don't fucking remember either, bro. I'm like, bro, like, why would you even
talk about that? Because, like, I had the voices that night. It was, like, on a Friday. Like, I was just
bro, I think we was talking about, like, your country and her country and shit like that, bro.
Yeah.
Like, type shit, bro. And just, and also about Eliana, she's passionate about that LGBTQ shit, right? Right, Eliana?
Because I'm a little gay, you know.
Right. So she's passionate about that shit, man. So like she's had a disagreement, like some kind of way. She was like, so you can't be friends with gay people. I'm just like, Eliana, like why would I have gay homeboys? Like, bro, I'm literally talking to Eliana like this. I'm like Eliana, like why would I have gay niggas? Like that's like we don't have anything in common. She's like, I just can't be around them. Like, so I'm just like,
I didn't like that because I'm bisexual. So I was like,
I said gay niggas. Like, I don't care about gay girls.
I ain't like that.
Like,
I ain't like that she said that. You could have just pretended.
So she wanted to, hell no. But she wanted to get mad at that shit. Her homegirl was on some shit like.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so at a customer country where being gay is like illegal. Like.
Yeah, that what she was saying. How like niggas are dying or something.
Being a male sympathizer. That's the kind of shit she like.
That is not even true.
He's like, oh no, this.
Nah, it's not even true.
Fuck gay people. Oh, I'll.
That girl did not do that, bro. That girl.
It's okay.
That girl.
But you know, like, no, whenever Joanne drinks at my house, she'll get into my bed and I'll wake up and her panties are off. She's naked. And I'm just like, Joanne, are you okay? Why are you naked in my bed?
Hey, y'all funny as a bitch. Hey, y'all are funny as a bitch, bro.
I'm telling you, all my homegirls wanna fuck me.
Oh my gosh.
You should set her up a chair. She doesn't want to do anything.
Son, how the fuck did that really... Bro, let me think, bro.
I don't even know how we got on that conversation either.
Nah, yo, because, like, remember, you know, like, we was talking about political shit,
No,
though.
I think I asked you why you don't go. I asked you why you don't drink. And then I was like, are you, like, religious or something?
Oh! Yeah, and so, okay, yeah.
And then she caught herself. I gotta be a sympathizer. Ugh.
But, like, how did it go from there to the gay shit, though?
I don't know. Who cares? Are you okay? Are you okay?
You asked me why I don't drink. I told you I don't drink. Oh, yeah, yo, and that's when you was like, you was on some shit like, oh, cause, you know, like, are you one of those judgmental, like, Christians or some shit like that?
But you left without giving me a hug, and that's the problem.
You were mad at me, Eliana, and I really didn't. Like,
I wasn't mad. I'm never mad.
You was dragging. Like, I just felt like you was.
I'm literally never mad. I wasn't even drunk because I was the one who drove everyone home.
I didn't say you was drunk. No, I said you were dragging it.
I'm literally never mad.
Yeah, she's dragging you mad too.
Did you know that
I'm literally never even an angry person. I'm telling you. I'm literally never an angry person.
Okay, to sum it up, y'all was supposed to fuck, but y'all didn't fuck because you made a comment that she didn't like, and so you fucked the friend? I'm trying to get the story right, because y'all need
Me
to
too. I'm trying to wait for the end. Like,
KK is awake? No, we're not talking about shit about KK. Hell no.
I woke up just in time for the recap. I heard you saying about you got went to the hookah lounge, the lounge, the friend. What happened with the
That's a good question. I guess we're not friends no more. I don't know. He kept talking to her. Shit dissipated or something. I don't know. If they ever met up. I didn't ask.
Oh, so you
Anyway, blah blah blah. So what's going on, guys?
Yeah, what's up, man?
But it's crazy because you probably just wrong with this.
What you said, KK?
There you go.
What she said?
I feel like that's always how it goes.
What did she say? Yeah, that's why KK don't need to be. Let's go ahead and
sound like she said you fumbled a bitch. I don't know, something like that.
Didn't you say you're probably you're better looking one?
Do you?
Why
wanna do my business.
We in the open space. I could be in your business.
No, that's my man, so you know I can't play him out there like that. But it's only one fine nigga in the room.
Why
That's
you
you.
breaking
You
it?
already know you fine.
That's not me. That's not me.
Yeah, baby,
You have to be
already know
talking
you
about
fine.
Donna.
Okay, this is X spaces restream.
Psychologically, she wanted to discard this ex-fiance, just annihilate him. And the fact that there was still evidence that they loved one another at some point made her insanely angry. Like, she wants to sort of like annihilate the memory, and when she can't do that, she goes nuts and tries to annihilate him.
Isn't
Why
that
making
more
all these
reason for you
accusations?
to have some compassion for her?
No. Why?
Jesus Christ.
Why have any compassion for her?
I mean, aren't you?
It's a woman scorned, Lucian. She's absurd now at this point. You know, their issues are personal. There's nothing to do with
everything is
him
personal.
recording
Like, you
anything,
guys
whatever it's that. It's that she got pissed. She came to some sort of realization that
this fucker has one up on me. Like, I forgot that we did all sorts of stuff and it's on camera, and I'm pissed about it because she's the type of person who's like that.
Yeah, I guess I'm saying that people like abuse power all the time. Why are we just like over obsessing about the fact that she's abusing her power?
They're the last person that went to Congress like this with photos of their ex-fiance. This is like, no, nobody does this. Nobody.
Oh, the only difference with Gates didn't do it like an open hearing like that. Gates was doing shit on the floor of the House too. Let's not forget about that. But granted, it wasn't, grandstanded to this stage.
Also, he looks better than Nancy Mace. Like, he's more handsome, objectively.
And if you like all that Botox and makeup.
No, not his face, but like he's okay. If you remove all the tattoos, he's fine.
I didn't know he had tattoos. I mean, Nancy Mace sort of has a kind of hot thing going. I mean, I'll give her that.
Yeah, she's got the Charleston plastic surgery, fake tits and veneers. She's got the whole Charleston look going on there for her. Works for her.
Are those fake?
No, they're not. Actually, they're not fake.
I don't think
they're not fake. I'll tell you, they're not fake.
They're real.
What?
No, but I can tell. For sure, I can tell.
I don't think
she
that.
is a doctor.
I mean.
No, but I'm familiar with Kim Kardashian and all that stuff. Her stuff is not fake. She actually has in the bosom.
It would have been really funny if a Republican asked her.
Go ahead.
And he was doing somersaults onto the debate stage with aviator glasses doing finger guns. And liberals were eating that up like that had any basis in reality. And that's just one part of it, of course. But that was one part of this massive deception to foist Biden on the public, to conceal his illness, to conceal his cognitive decline, his physical decline. And now they're just admitting it. They've conducted 200 interviews since the election from Democratic insiders inside the government, and they all say this was a dying man. Since at least 2023, he was having significant challenges, debilitating challenges, and they hid it. They lied.
Everybody's been posting about it. Everyone, if you want to, just post about it right now. His tag is choose good karma, Mr. Not Player. Not Player, that's funny. I should have just greeted you that way. Not Player, you're not right about that shit. Nope. That's funny. Isn't that divine? That's divine.
Will, what I wanted to do I wanted to talk to you about Shane. He blocked me, and I'm not really sure why he blocked me. And I wanted to know why he has a back door control to Periscope.
All right. I don't want to troll people. I don't want to make fun of them. But I'll just say this though. I'll say that
That's good.
That was pretty good. How about? But for the most part, I don't even think Shane blocked him. I think the other guy that Shane is friends with is who blocked him.
Exactly. He's blaming Shane for the other guy's action. That's pathetic.
There's a grown-ass man that just came in here and bitched. What the fuck was that?
He ain't no player.
Well, I don't know. I mean, at least he came up into a space and tried to talk about it, but then he was trying to make all these claims about him having access to fucking Periscope. The thing is that 10 people got blocked on the same day. I could name the 10 accounts. Those 10 don't all have access into fucking Periscope. So that's why my point is making that claim on a thread where no one even mentioned it. He's implying indirectly tying Shane to some sort of fucking specific violations of terms of service. And that's why I spoke up. I was like, either you are misinformed or you're full of shit.
Amazing. It's probably personal what happened to him because Shane is just stupid. He plays along with the rules in terms of if he knows his shit, he knows the game. It was a personal tag. I could bet you that.
Well,
Thanks, Nick Skin Mussolini. We appreciate you, buddy.
That's so funny.
Out of curiosity, who are the other 10?
The what? So, okay, hold on. There was a bunch of people I can name some of them.
Or there's like a post or something.
Fuck. Oh god, I thought I just opened another space on accident. So there's the Bricks info account. There was this Aladdin 1983 account. There was this Baron Trump coin account. There was a whole bunch under confined. What's his name? He listed a bunch of them under his posts. Let me go to what's his name? Is confined, right? Hold on. Confined.
Yeah, if you can just link the post.
Well, these are 3 different posts. I'll send them all to you. Oh, unconfined. That's what the fuck it is. Unconfined. Okay, so he posted about them as well. But yeah. Anyway, I will send them to you, but people are listing them all over the place.
It's a pretty interesting set of accounts.
Damn, he posts a lot. You know what I'm saying? Hold on a second. Man, it takes me so long to write one post. I don't see how people do this. Okay, so here it is. Oh.
Sure, something like I should not be held responsible for my own words. I mean, it's just I don't know what to say. I mean, it's very, very silly.
I think the natural reaction most people would have if they discovered that they were being filmed.
The Jewish people care about themselves and nobody else. To the point of, if someone is the obstacle for Jewish people, they will genocide them. That's the problem. And Ben Shapiro is the shining example of that. He's the worst example because he has said in the past that he's only loyal to America or likes America because we support Israel. Even according to Kant, this is wrong. We're instrumentalizing a vast group of people for the sake of other people. This is, by definition, unethical, by definition evil, by definition immoral and disloyal and odious to any sensible person. Ben Shapiro gives a reaction to the Heil Hitler song, and he goes on a 10-15 minute screed about how Ye is an idiot and it's evil and Hitler's evil and anyone who likes it is evil and an idiot, and he's so filled with anger, he's so filled with contempt, so filled with pride and wrath, anger. And he delivers this 11-minute screed. And I saw it, and I have my usual reaction to that. But I saw that on the video, the likes and the dislikes were surprising. The dislikes outnumbered the likes 2 to 1. So Ye puts out a song that says, all my niggas Nazis, nigga Heil Hitler. Which at any other time, if it were any other person, I feel like,
with a nice.
I don't think people would have a very positive response to it. Maybe a couple years ago, 10 years ago, if it was a different person in a different way. Then Shapiro responds negatively to the song. Shapiro says, that's a terrible song, you're an idiot, you're a horrible anti-Semite.
Thank you.
Good.
And everyone hates the video. They hate the reaction. 6,000 dislikes, 3,000 likes. Twice as many people disagreed with Shapiro. They liked the song as people that agreed that said it's a horrible anti-Semitic song. And all the comments are negative too. And you see a development like that, it reminds me, because I was with him a couple weeks ago and he says, the Heil Hitler song, it just feels like we're winning. He goes, I uploaded Heil Hitler. Now what? Now what? He kept saying. And that's how I feel. It's like Heil Hitler comes out, everybody's just enjoying it. No, like regular people like Joe Rogan, like Russell Brand, mainstream, not even people that are extremely right-wing or racist or whatever.
Likened to the stretching
Even
of
a
a
lot of
composite
non-white
bow.
people are saying, I like the song, it's catchy, it's good, and I kind of see where he's coming from. Now what? And I love it because this is just like a full frontal assault on the Matrix. Because the Matrix has fortified certain positions. And Hitler in the Holocaust is the biggest one of them all. They have ideologically fortified this position. It's very important to them. It is very important for the Matrix that you think Hitler is worse than the devil, is worse than the Antichrist. It is very important to the Matrix that you reach at a Holocaust museum and observe that almost with religious fervor, that you view the Holocaust as sacramental. It's a heavily fortified position. Why? Because that is a form of emotional blackmail. It's a form of language and moral control. And that's a foundation for political control. They have defined our moral framework. The worst thing you could be is a Hitler. And what's a Hitler? A racist, a white supremacist, maybe more than anything, an anti-Semite. He's a nationalist. He's a dictator. More than anything, he's an anti-Semite. By defining our moral compass, they're defining who we are. They're defining our politics. The worst thing you could be is a Hitler. The best thing you could be is a noble Holocaust survivor, like Elie Wiesel. Never mind that he's a liar. His whole story's fabricated. Never mind that he's a Jewish supremacist and doesn't care about anybody other than Jewish people. He was the victim. Hitler was the oppressor. Hitler executed the Holocaust. Elie Wiesel survived it. So one is an angel and one is a demon. And what's more, the language too. Anyone that disagrees with the Matrix is a Nazi. You're a Nazi. You're an anti-Semite. You're a racist. And nobody wants to be called those things because we don't want to be excluded from society. If Nazis are evil, if Hitler's evil, if that's the most evil thing you can be, that creates the society we all live in. That creates social rules. It creates a certain language, a lexicon. And so in order not to be called a Nazi or a racist and ostracized from polite society, we change our politics. We mask our politics in certain ways. This is the basis of political control. That's why it's such a fortified position. And when somebody goes out, and they don't necessarily say, I'm a neo-Nazi, National Socialist, I believe everything that Hitler did, or I like the Holocaust, or something like that. But when somebody comes forward and just trivializes it and says, I don't care about it, I think it's a joke. Oh, you care a lot about this? You think that calling me Hitler will control me? You think calling me Hitler will blackmail me? You think I can't criticize you or disagree with you because I'm so afraid of being called Hitler and ostracized because I'm being morally blackmailed into thinking I'm a bad person because I disagree with you and you call me some name? I think it's a joke. Well, how about this? How about Heil Hitler? How about I am a Nazi? Now what? Now what? You're going to call me a Nazi? I don't care. You're going to call me Hitler? I don't care about that either. Now what? I don't like what the ADL is doing. I don't like that they're acting on behalf of Israel to surveil and censor Americans. I don't like that Israel's carrying out a genocide and bribing our Congress to support it. I don't like that Jews in Israel control our media and manipulate us with language to control our politics. You're going to call me a Hitler for all that? Fine. I don't care. All my niggas are Nazis and Heil Hitler. Now what? And if everybody else says, I don't care either, now what? And he posted that clip from that movie, Ants, where what are they, grasshoppers or locusts or something? I'm talking about the cartoon movie, Ants. And the locusts suppress the ants.
I'm still
and they
in
say,
the back where
there's
it's
fewer of us than there are of them. If one ant stands up and they all do, then we're finished. That's really what's happening here. This is a pay no attention to the man behind the curtain moment. This is why it's so important. And notice there's a fine line because there's really a few different approaches with something like this. Now, when you're being berated and called a Nazi or Hitler or racist or this and that, you're expressing what you feel, what you observe, what you see. are. There's a couple of other ways people react to this. People say, I'm not a Nazi. Look, I'll prove it. There's another way people react. They say, oh, maybe I am a Nazi. Maybe I do hate all these people. Maybe I am a hater and a violent person. Maybe I do want to oppress races or something like that. Maybe I don't want people to think of me as a transgressive villain. I think that neither of those are the right approach, because there is a subtle distinction. I've seen it go a few different ways. I've seen people like Tucker Carlson and Dave Smith and Daryl Cooper and others, and they say, oh, please, I'm not a Nazi, I have a Jewish producer, and I'll say it's not all Jews, it's just Zionists and this and that, and create these artificial distinctions. And that's feeding into the narrative that anyone that disagrees is a real Nazi, and real Nazis are the worst thing you can be, and that still controls your political language. The other way you could go is say, Nazis are evil and I'm evil. Nazis are evil and they do kill people and they do hate people, and I am that. I am that which they call me. I'm going to own it and I'm going to be what they characterize me as. And I think that's wrong too, because that also plays into it. If they're telling you, you cannot have these opinions, you cannot say these things, you cannot criticize this individual or group or this policy, because that makes you a Nazi, and a Nazi is the worst thing you can be. If you say, you're right, but I'm not a Nazi, you're agreeing. That is the framework. If you say you're right, and I am evil, I am a Nazi, you're supporting that framework. But if you look at that framework and say, that framework doesn't control me, you can call me that, I don't care. I'm normal, I'm a good person, I'm a Christian, I'm American, I love my people, I don't like genocide. For disagreeing with you or the way things are, I just don't care anymore, fine. You're a Nazi, you like Hitler, okay, I'll Hitler. All my niggas are Nazis, now what?
Make it a
That's
habit.
why they work overtime to portray him as mentally ill. Because when you say someone's mentally ill, you say, oh, well, it doesn't matter what they say, they have no agency.
Alright, I think we can fast forward a little bit. I think we get the point there. By the way, I just figured out a life hack. If you just play Nick Fuentes, all the Jews leave your stage. It's really cool. Anyway, we'll note that for later. Anyway, you guys want to do a quick round, see what everybody thinks of that? I mean, Nick's got a point. I think he's exhaustively crucifying this point, but it's a good point.
Are you shitting me? Nobody listens to that Kanye fucking N-word trash. That music sucks. Nick Fuentes sucks. You Jewish derangement syndrome people suck. You got no lives. You come here on X all night long, talk about the Jews. You're obsessed with Jews. Do something with your lives.
Use your words. Use your words. I don't understand half of what. I don't understand your accent. What accent is that? Where are you from?
I'm from the land of psychologists, and we study Jewish derangement syndrome, and people like Nick Fuentes, these Catholic incels from the suburbs outside of Chicago, their whole lives are nothing but Jewish derangement syndrome. It's a comedy routine. You guys are JDS comedians, and it's not that funny. JQ Radio sucks. Your comedy sucks. You guys gotta get smarter. The Jews aren't responsible.
Like, I don't know what is wrong with you. We're listening to Nick Fuentes. I mean, what do you want? Like, nobody's even really talking about Jews. Oh, I said all the Jews leave my stage. Oh, yeah, okay. That means I'm obsessed with Jews. You're retarded. Anyway.
Jewish Question Radio. I mean, the Jews are attacking and killing thousands of Palestinians at this very moment in the Gaza Strip, and they're about to send.
Like, I can't even take you seriously. Can you speak in a normal voice, please?
I'm just saying the Jews are attacking in the Gaza Strip right now, and they are taking out the Hamas militants, and they're going to send 1 million Palestinians to Libya. Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu are committing genocide.
Boys, jeez, you're pissing me off. It's like so late. I don't want to listen to that stupid shit. Like,
I'm sorry, but I'm a musician and I work with Kanye West. How hit it, nigga?
I don't know what you're doing right now, but you sound like you're on drugs. So, I don't know, man. Like,
I'm just saying Nick Fuentes sucks and JQ Radio sucks. You all gotta do something with your fucking lives. This is pathetic. And a fat Nazi bitch who hates the Jews on this app is the most sickening thing.
Do you think you're making Jews look good by doing this? Like, you sound like you're on drugs.
Trying to make Jews look good. How do you make a group of people who are the chosen people look good? They already look good in the eyes of Hashem, Rabbeinu Shalom.
Shut up. What? Okay, they're chosen. Chosen to do what?
To justice and to the law. Hashem gave them the law at Mount Sinai.
No, stupid. They're chosen to follow the commandments. That's what they are chosen to do.
Yeah, pursue justice. Use the law for your own advantage.
Okay, what law are they pursuing by ethnically cleansing Palestine since 1948?
Kill thy neighbor who commits terrorism against thee. That's number 11 in the 11
I'm gonna
commandments.
take you back to 1948. Who committed terrorism against them in 1948?
The British.
The British. Dude, you are a retard. You are a raving lunatic, and you sound like you're on drugs.
Well, this is what JQ Radio does. You guys are all just a bunch of raving JDS lunatic morons.
It's because we're... Okay, dude, we are raving lunatics. You sound like a cartoon.
Listen, you guys fucking translate Adolf Hitler from German to English. I say that's pretty stupid.
A single point.
We did not translate anything. Those transcripts have existed for like decades, dude.
You mean they're not actively doing new translations to figure out if there's not something new that Hitler said that you missed?
Fire alarm, like in your background, bro.
Hello? Can you hear me? I'm talking. Stop interrupting me. I'm just saying you guys got to go to the park this summer, go to the gym, read a book, do something with your lives instead of creating Jewish question radio all night now. It's pathetic.
What is the last? No, I mean, thanks for the.
Get a girlfriend. Download Hinge and Bumble. Have you heard of women?
Bro, I can't.
Women.
Thanks for the tip.
Get a girlfriend. Download Hinge and Bumble. Have you heard of women?
Bro, I can't listen to you.
Women.
Okay, I mean, you had your chance. Like, I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. You're proving us completely correct.
Get rid of him.
Yeah, they're unhinged lunatics who happen to like doing drugs. Like, you sound... I've never heard a decent human being ever come across like that. I mean, you're trying to make it into some kind of comedy routine. I get that, but dude, it's not working. No, we're not going to just stop doing JQ Radio because you came up here and you spurred out and you did a little too much, I don't know, you know, that little Zelensky powder there. I don't know what is wrong with you, but yeah, bro, get help.
Like Jewish poison.
Wait, that wasn't a scheduled bit. That guy was for real.
Yeah, dude, we paid him in matzo balls. No, man, not a scheduled bit, but hey, I'm welcome. I would love for someone to. I've been waiting for like days at this point to confront a MAGA, to confront a Jew. They don't even come up here anymore. We just get these like schizoid retards who think it's like. I mean, was that funny? Was anybody entertained? I was just deeply annoyed.
No. It was like having a needle in your ear. It hurts.
Sirens going off in the background. Like a mental institution. Wow. Okay. I guess, guys, that's our... I don't even know. Like, I can't even call that person an enemy or an adversary. Like... That's just like unhinged lunatic behavior, and I think really justifies exactly the reason why we have JQ Radio and why it is one of the most popular spaces on X. So there you go, guys. You're welcome. At least I got some of you to wake up and request the mic again here. Oh, we got a MAGA. Cool, we got a MAGA. Oh, and a MAGA who still hasn't been blocked from the space yet. Amazing. Craigsman, you can come up too. I think he changed his PFP. Alright, cool. Got some new people. Craigsman. Just tell me how to say your name properly so I don't butcher it.
Craigsman.
Go ahead, brother.
I was live laughed my ass off when he said it's the British fault. Like, there was not a single coherent thing that came out of whatever gender that motherfucker's mouth was.
I'm not even sure, dude. I don't even know what to say. I'm not sure what that was, but yeah, it was the British committing acts of terrorism against the state that didn't even exist in a colony that they claimed to have owned, but really, I mean, there's questions even about that. So, they
terrorized the British. They terrorized everybody, and they strong-armed their way to getting that state. I mean, I don't understand how people
everyone
the other
who
way
worked
around.
for the British, like the whole reason Britain was able to do anything there at all was because the Palestinians they hired, because the Palestinians were smart. They knew how to do stuff, and this was their mistake. I mean, I get it. They should have never let them in. But at the end of the day, the whole reason anything worked there at all was because the Palestinian people, you know? And then they come along from Eastern Europe with their mafias and gangs and just ruthlessly start killing people. I mean, guys, the stories, and these are stories they tell themselves. Like, these aren't stories that we extrapolate out of history and it's a mistranslation. They come up here and they will proudly tell you how their grandparents and their father would like shoot the testicles off of little boys.
Make a kiddish
This is the kind of stuff. They would like make them drink gasoline and then like light them on fire so they'd like explode from the inside. Like this is what they did. You know,
it literally sounds so absurd. Like, unless you do any amount of research, it's like there's no way. That is way too crazy for a human being to have conceived. What do you mean? But then you find out, oh, it's fucking true. Good lord.
Yeah, and like then you start finding out like who are the children of these guys, like Rom and Ari Emanuel. Their father was a bomb maker, like a prolific bomb maker terrorist in the air gun. I mean, he's even like, he's revived.
There's nothing that they haven't done to the Palestinians. Like pretty much anything imaginable, not for like the normal Gentile, because your brain doesn't even go there. It's just so despicable, disgusting. But even by Israel's standards today, a complete genocidal, fake nation of demons, even they
Do you know how fucking deranged you are right now? You're making all or nothing statements, and what you're saying isn't even true. It's ridiculous. You're the unhinged. This whole show is nothing but projection and spam and hypnosis. You guys are losers. Do something with your lives. Like, I don't know, create some art or something. But this ain't art. This ain't comedy. This is stupidity.
First of all, whatever's going on in the background there, that has to stop. You can't stay on the stage because it's just screeching. It sounds like a siren. Do not sound mentally okay. Use your normal voice. But everything that was just said, Evil's father was indeed a member of Irgun. Irgun is indeed condemned by Israel today as a terrorist organization. Go look it up. It'll take you about 5 seconds to figure that out. They were the ones who did the King David Hotel bombing. All right, no one even dispute that. So I don't know where we went wrong there. I'm gonna give you one last literally sentence, and then you can fuck off.
Yeah, I mean.
The double 11. Sorry, bud.
Oh my God, look at the size of the nostril. It's gigantic. Oh my God. The man likes books. Oh my God, he loves America. We only kill 100,000 babies a month in this country and cost $1 billion a month to give to Planned Parenthood. You guys are worried about some Jews in Israel. You got bigger fish to fry, you schmucks. I'm just saying that the Jewish Question radio show is all projection and spam and hypnosis, and you guys are losers. It's not academic, it's not educational. It's just stupid people. I mean, we just listened to Nick Fuentes for 30 fucking minutes. He is the dumbest fucking Catholic faggot you've ever met. The man is a fucking pathetic retard, and Kanye West is a mental health lunatic. And you keep saying I'm crazy. You're projecting. This is all you do with your life. It's pathetic. Get a girlfriend, go on Hinge and Bumble, make a baby like Elon Musk says. Make a baby. Make a baby and fix America and pay down the debt and go back to work and start paying your taxes so you can pay down the debt. It's that 40 trillion, 100 billion a month in interest. I'm just saying all communication is spam and hypnosis and projection and Jewish Question radio. You guys are some of the stupidest, most brainwashed people I've ever heard on social media audio platforms. Get a fucking life. It's pathetic. I mean, look at my huge nostril and just focus in on my nose and just question everything you've ever said and just realize how stupid you are. It's a waste of time. It's a fucking waste of time. I mean, I go read a book every morning. You know, I got things to do. Is this what methamphetamine sounds like? Oh man, talk to. I'm sorry you don't like me. I know you guys are Nazis, so you do speech police, but I'm sorry if I don't sound the way you normally like people to sound. I'm just saying that you all need to fucking look in the mirror and know you're your own worst enemy. You guys are stupid. It's called a book. Open fucking books and read a lot of good books and learn how stupid you really are. Oh, you guys are fucking historians. I didn't know that. I mean, tell me the last good book you read. Oh, wow. That's exciting stuff. Well, what did you learn that was so interesting? No, their dad was in the military, and he was a bomb explosive ordnance expert. He knew how to create thermite detonations like the World Trade Centers. And World Trade Center 7 that fell from office fires, furniture burning at high levels of Fahrenheit, brought down a whole fucking building in 8.5 seconds at the speed of gravity. I'm not trying to win your audience of losers here who listen to your bullshit. And a lot of people just laugh at you here. It's not like people think you're a credible source of information. You're a fucking loser. Everybody here knows it. JQ Radio is a bunch of fucking losers. Kicked me. Oh, that was a good one. We roasted the shit out of him. Fuck, I want to hear the response. Oh, I think I'm blocked. He blocked me from the room across all my accounts. You can't see it. Can't see it. Do we have this one? Can't find it. Fuck, can't find it. Maybe they closed the room.
Have an ancestors.
Alright, this is X spaces restrict.
I mean, they have their hands in everything, and it just, you know, it's just something that most of us laymen are not really privy to all of the tentacles that they, you know.
They own the prisons.
And it's just crazy. It's crazy. But to your point, Cash, you have to be in the know. You have to be paying attention, you know, to what's going on. And you know, the biggest thing is not so much the news, but following the money. Like when you follow the financial, you know, segments and
just to our foreign aid, we still will provide more foreign aid or humanitarian support than the next 10 countries combined, than the entire OECD, and far more than China. China doesn't do humanitarian aid. China does predatory.
The centerpiece of the Pfizer papers is an intentional attack on human sexuality and especially on women and babies. They killed the babies and they knew it. They poisoned the breast milk and they knew it. They damaged the placentas and they knew it. They low.
All right, let me get this straight, because I'm a little slow. MSG in food, bad. MSG in vaccine. It's good. Aluminum in
Them niggas know how to farm in South Africa though, without the white people. Like,
You get all the white people out. Okay, that's cool. But like, do they know how to like farm?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm sure they do, because they at one point, apartheid really just ended not too long ago. The crackers wasn't doing the labor. So obviously the niggas know how to farm. In South Africa, they'll be okay without them crackers. But the crackers is coming over here to take over the farms from the niggas here.
It's not enough of them to take over the farms here.
It'll be more. Them little 57 ain't it? It's more. Like all of them could come if they want to.
Well,
Yeah,
you have to.
thank you, President, for that one, Steph.
You got to give up something. You got to give up something to get something.
Yeah, that's the stupidest shit. Give up what to get what? Give up what to get what?
We gave up that he got the immigrants out, and what's his name? The African white boy. He got to bring his people here.
Wait, hold on.
At the expense of who? Who do you think that's gonna pay?
I got a question for Cash. So I just was looking at the biggest shareholders of BlackRock, and the very first one is the Vanguard Group.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they're all invested in. Yeah, they're like one entity, but they're not. But they're all invested in each other and invested in the same things.
And Bank of America, and you know what? It's that right there says a lot.
Yeah, Disney.
You understand the Vanguard Group and who they are and their history. And wow.
Yeah, Disney, Lockheed Martin, Google, Apple, real estate, Sicko. It's so much. I can't even remember this stuff by heart. Waymo, like the company that owns Waymo, the automated vehicles. I think that's under Google. But yeah, Google. It's so many. It's like every sector you can think of.
Yeah, Lockheed Martin is in Orlando, and I drove through there a few times.
They got Lockheed Martin in many different states sponsor.
No, I'm talking about Orlando.
Oh, okay. And yes,
where simulation and visualization is actually a thing.
Oh, Amazon too, and they own more shares in Tulsa than Elon Musk combined with. They own in Trump's group. What is it? True something or whatever it is. The parent company of one of his companies. Yeah.
They probably got some kind of connection to the Trump coin too.
Like y'all bring up this stuff like Lockheed, BlackRock, or whatever, BlackRock, whatever, Vanguard. It's like, but is it because you just like feel ashamed that there's a slave class and you benefit from it?
No,
it's right. What does that have to do with? Why would I feel ashamed?
No,
if you think of
you're shifting the goalposts.
No, because the people.
That's not moving the goalposts. That's speaking on what most people don't know, and basically what really is our government and who's controlling.
I think what he's trying to say is, for the most part, the whole American history has been the country has been owned. The majority of the country has been owned by 3 or 4 major families. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't nothing that's brand new. This is just being taken over by a new set. You know what I mean? Right. And I'm sure they still got a tie to the old man.
Indeed.
Yeah, but why would I be ashamed?
Because you benefit from slave labor from the Mexicans.
Man, if you don't get the fuck up out of here.
That's why.
Bro,
so now you just want to say, BlackRock is
you're acting like people really have a choice to operate in the system the way they operate. Like, at the end of the day, majority of us are fucking slaves.
You probably like the Mexicans, the army slaves.
Hey, y'all.
I can mow my own slaves.
And we just blow dog shit up on our cars. Fuck off.
The people that work there, y'all. I've met the people that work there.
Met the Mason Lodge.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Ye.
Where?
You met Ye?
You met Kanye?
What the fuck? We not really. Quantum. What are y'all on? Are y'all
People is
okay?
drinking juice.
Lex, what's the name of the company? Lex, what?
Black
What's the
Rock.
name of the company? No, not Black Rock. The other company.
Lockheed Martin.
Lockheed Martin. Okay. Yay. I was in simulation and visualization. I just transferred to game development this past month.
Nigga,
Yo,
mute
this
up.
nigga's been around the world for 80 days.
I don't even
So what do
care.
you see?
But guess what,
I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Y'all
Guess
gotta
what?
relax, bro.
Wait, hold on. No, he.
No, let
Listen.
me talk.
Wait,
Hey,
hold
mama,
on, real quick.
I'm right here.
You
I can talk
quantum
what my
leaping
intention.
all over the world.
No,
I
you're
get
gonna
it.
define something that I didn't
But this
tell you
ain't.
or give you
We
permission
don't really
to do.
care.
I
Though,
didn't.
to be
You
honest.
saying that? Be quiet, please.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that I met the people who worked at Lockheed Martin.
Shut the fuck up.
And what? You met them in what?
What
And
the
they
fuck
were black.
do we care?
What does that matter?
It's plenty of
No,
black
be
people
quiet.
that work with.
Come on,
Exactly.
y'all.
I know black people that work at Lockheed Martin.
What are you talking about?
Come on, y'all. Hear me out.
Come on, bro. I thought you was about to say
them.
What I'm trying to convey is that the people that I've met that work at Lockheed Martin is a pastor here in Atlanta. One at my sister's event. She's a singer, y'all. She had an event, and the guy just retired from Lockheed. And I told him that I was in simulation of visuals. He said, "Yo, they're spending a lot of money there, right?" And then in my time transit operator work, I met a young nigga who worked there in the building.
You blood tripping. What the
was
fuck,
black,
man?
bro.
What?
Yeah,
How much they paying them?
Get off the weed, man. Stop taking the money.
That ain't
I don't know what the fuck going on.
Bro, don't play with me, bro.
Don't ever bring it.
Twilight
Whatever
Zone.
you do.
All right, Quantum. What's the basis of you meeting those people? Like, what does it have to do with the connection of the people who own the companies are controlling basically our government and what's happening in our society?
I can't deny the fact that our talent has always been pulled. And also, too, like, there are a lot of us who have pipelines which haven't been established yet. So is there going to be a black Tony Stark that's going to come up in the next couple years? Watch.
All right, that's where you are.
Yeah, the perks is perky.
They slaves,
I can't do it. I can't do it because I can't do it.
That was ridiculous. Anyway.
You was going somewhere, and then you just took left.
Yeah.
Bro, I never had a lot of nobody ever in my life. You hear me? Never. I ain't never had a lot of nobody. And won't.
That's grand. Quite grand.
So the point of it all is Americans don't want slave labor. You want to pay high prices for everything. That's what you're saying.
Correct. Well, we gonna pay high prices.
Ain't no such thing as slave labor, baby.
How much they gonna charge us?
You can just go live in the forest or work at the mall, shit in a bucket.
We got crazy infrastructure issues that are not being solved. We have crazy home issues that are not being solved. So, like, a lot of our shit is just going to fall up on top of us, basically, because none of these problems are being solved or innovated in a way that benefit people. So when we talk about moving forward, we're moving forward in the aspect of they're moving forward and shitting on us. Meanwhile, we still got lead pipes in majority of the cities.
We the people.
What are we going to do about that?
I don't think people from other countries understand that.
So we focus so much on immigration. They left out infrastructure. They left out They left out the cost of living. They left out housing. They left out what? Because none of these other problems are being solved. Like Chan said, the only problem that's being solved is immigration. And kudos to you for that. But it ain't helping the people. No, it ain't helping.
And you know
It ain't helping us in no kind of way.
For you people in Georgia, you know what's on the rise? You know what's on the rise for you people in Georgia?
Listen.
The investment groups. Hold on, because I think you said you were in Georgia. These investment groups, like J.P. Morgan and other groups similar to that, they are buying up single-family residences like it's
they've been doing
like
that.
it's on the dollar menu.
They've been doing that for years.
invested in JP Morgan too.
They've been doing that for years.
Eventually, no, but here's the thing that I thought was quite interesting. So during COVID, you saw a lot of things. Well, let me just say on my timeline with people squatting in people's properties and things of that nature, right? And there's squatter laws in California. The squatter laws is insane. But in Georgia, they had squatter laws as well, right? Well, what I found interesting is once JP Morgan upped the stake of how many single family residents they own, which I believe it's somewhere in the market of 50 to 60,000 homes that they own, right? Once they begin to do that, guess what happened in Georgia beginning this year?
What?
It is a felony to squat. You know why? Because they changed the legislature. They made it where, and squat in my shit if you want to, but guess what? That person who owned a home, just one home outside of their, primary residence, people was losing their properties or losing all of the equity that they had in those properties from people squatting. But the minute that the people that own 50,000 of them homes went and did whatever they needed to do to change legislature, now squatting is a felony.
We got pushed back.
It's a felony. I mean, it's a felony here, but it really don't make the difference because here, Georgia is one of the only states that I've lived in that when you get a fucking eviction notice, your ass either gotta figure some shit out and move out, because 7 days after the court date, they getting your ass up out of here, and that could be within the span of 20 to 30 days. They don't play here at all. So even with the spotter laws, if a person that owns the home, they file with the courts, the only difference is it's gonna probably save the owners of the property money and doing the whole eviction thing. But here they don't really have they don't
like that too.
They don't let spotters occupy a place for long. This ain't, you know what I mean? Like, they don't play like that here at all. Like,
but BK, imagine
they have no tenants rights here.
So
like,
imagine
tenants get the fuck on. That's why if you
squatter and
ride,
tenant not the same.
yeah, I'm saying, but it affects the same situation. Like, because the squatter, like,
what about a grandma, BK? What about a grandma?
Hold on with her. For instance, in New York, right? I also have a residence in New York. In New York, they take so long to kick somebody out, to evict somebody from the home, that if a person is legally squatting in that home, it'll take months to a year or longer to get removed. Whereas here, because they have such strict laws on tenants, if a person decides that, they get evicted from a property, or they, illegally enter a property and the person that owns the property discovers it, it only takes for them to file a paperwork with the courts, and you do all of the paperwork in the courts to get you out of there. They'll send a marshal with no issue, but you have to pay the court fees, which a lot of people don't want to do. So I guess this whole making it a felony thing is going to cut that part out. But otherwise, they real strict here. It doesn't really matter.
Brooklyn, I have a question.
What?
In an eviction process, have you been through an eviction process?
I haven't been through an eviction process, no.
Or a bank foreclosure?
I've been through a foreclosure process, but not an eviction.
Is that been changing the same rules?
The same thing applies to a foreclosure. You get a certain amount of time to get out. And if you don't get out, even with a sale of a property, you can't stay there past a certain time. Like,
right.
You will be evicted. The new property owners, all it takes is for them to file whatever paperwork that they need to file to get you out of there, and they can legally remove you with a marshal. Like, the marshal actual into the home. The judge when
Come through some shit.
You mean like when I was a combat medic in Iraq and everybody that died in my hands?
No, I mean all of that and more.
You're talking about all the people that died in my hands?
No, that and more.
Why are you telling me to shush when people died in my hands?
Doc, because you're not listening to me.
Yeah, you're not appreciating veterans that died. Hey, it's Memorial Day coming up. I know that you're not a patriot because you don't want Americans to. No, Jeremy backed out because he got pussified. I'll wreck that motherfucker anytime I talk to that motherfucking con. The only way y'all beat me is when y'all kick me out. Alright, so it's my turn again? Alright. Prepare. This room is going to shit. And I'm in. Let's just say I'm sorry. I said say I'm sorry.
Why?
No reason.
Why are you being so mean to Ruby?
She started.
When did she start? You blocked me, I know you did.
I block all dangerous people.
I'm not dangerous, my love. Actually, you know,
And you said you kill people without ever meeting.
You know, being that you grew up around it, you should know better.
You want to lose that pink ticket or what?
You're gonna make me lose my pink ticket?